Make hummus from lentils, but make it taste really good. Green lentil, green olive hummus, and red lentil sun-dried tomato hummus are two flavor combos you need to try.
It's like I'm at a restaurant. This is a triumph.
Simple to make, delicious, and even higher in protein than traditional chickpea hummus. Hello, I'm Catherine. Brian's behind the camera, and we teased these two recipes in our recent What I Eat in a Day cottage trip video. You wanted to see a dedicated video for these two delicious dips, so hit that subscribe button because here it is. Traditionally, hummus is made from mashed cooked chickpeas blended with tahini, which is a paste made from sesame seeds, often a bit of lemon juice or vinegar, and garlic. These lentil hummus recipes are certainly not traditional, but they are very similar. I'm using all the same ingredients that I use for my chickpea hummus, but I'm swapping the chickpeas for lentils, and I'm adding a bit of extra flavor. To be honest, the first time I made hummus from lentils, I wasn't convinced. The texture is a little different than chickpea hummus, and it's smoother, which is great, but it kind of felt like I was eating really thick soup. I don't know, but I didn't love it. I decided though to give it one more chance and thought if I added some extra flavor to them, maybe I'd like it more. And well, I'll let Brian tell you how good these are now.
This might be my favorite recipe you've ever made.
Brian's favorite is my green lentil, green olive hummus, which combines the flavor, the salty, savory flavor you would get in an olive tapenade with the ultra creamy texture of hummus. And my red lentil sun-dried tomato hummus has a surprising bit of sweetness from the tomatoes, and it's a delightful pinkish color with flecks of sun-dried tomato throughout. Okay, so how do you make them? Just like you make hummus from cooked chickpeas, you want to start with cooked lentils. And dry green lentils cook at home in just 15 minutes. They are a sturdier lentil though, so you will find these canned if you prefer that for convenience. And a little tip, you can use brown lentils in place of the green lentils because they're really similar. Red lentils, however, are really thin, and they cook in just 5 minutes and get really soft. So I don't think I've ever seen these canned. I will show you how easy it is to cook these, and then we'll blend up my red lentil sun-dried tomato hummus. Rinse 1 cup dry split red lentils and add to a small pot with 1.5 cup water. Bring to a boil, reduce to a simmer, and cook with the lid off for 5 to 8 minutes. Stir every so often to encourage even cooking since there won't be much excess water. Once the center of the lentils are cooked and the water has been absorbed, remove from the heat and set aside to cool. If you have any excess water left over after your red lentils are cooked, you can just strain that off because you don't want to add too much moisture to the hummus. And you can allow these to just cool slightly and then proceed straight to making your hummus, or you can refrigerate these in an airtight container until you're ready. And you will notice that they have grown in volume now that they're cooked. So this 1 cup of dry split red lentils swells to 2.5 cups of cooked lentils. I always end up with about 2.25 cups, and I just use all of that because a little more, it's gonna be okay. Add 2 cups cooked split red lentils to a food processor with a 1/4 cup oil-packed sun-dried tomatoes, a 1/4 cup tahini, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, 1/2 teaspoon salt, and 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder. Blend and add roughly a 1/4 cup water as needed to help achieve a smooth texture. Garnish as desired and dig in. How pretty is that? We have been loving this hummus with our oil-free seed crackers and dolloped on top of bowls or salads for a big boost of flavor and extra protein. And speaking of oil-free, I like using oil-packed sun-dried tomatoes for this recipe because they do add a bit of extra richness to the dip. But if you want to keep this oil-free, you can use dry-packed sun-dried tomatoes, and you might just want to rehydrate them in a bit of warm water for a few minutes to make them easier to blend. Both of these recipes will keep well in your fridge in an airtight container for up to 1 week. But who are we kidding? It's not going to last that long. It's delicious. Here's how to make my green lentil, green olive hummus. Add 2 cups cooked green or brown lentils to a food processor with 5 or 6 pitted Spanish olives, a 1/4 cup tahini, a 1/4 cup water, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, 1 tablespoon olive oil, 1/2 teaspoon salt, and 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder. Blend until smooth, serve, and devour.
I'm going for the olive one first.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'll have the sun-dried tomato.
Oh, it's like I'm at a restaurant. That olive hummus is amazing. This is a triumph.
A triumph.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm calling it.
Just like with the sun-dried tomato hummus, if you want to keep this olive green lentil hummus oil-free, then just omit the oil and just add a bit of extra water in its place. And I just kind of thought, I was like, I wonder if you can add a little bit of the olive brine, or that might be too much. I don't know. If you try it, let me know what you think.
I loved it at the cottage and I'm loving it here.
And it's so easy. Like, it doesn't take anything more than making your regular hummus. Even if it's not olives and sun-dried tomato, and even if you are using chickpeas, next time you make your hummus, just think of something else that you can toss in.
This is amazing.
Our commenter, William Gonzalez, says you won't leave me because I feed you well.
That's a good comment.
If you're wondering why make lentil hummus, basically the reason I tried it was because I ran out of chickpeas. Before I bought more, I was looking in my pantry and I had a lot of lentils, and I was like, maybe I'll try using my other beans and my lentils a bit more before I buy chickpeas. And this was born. So if you have those few different,
No, keep talking.
just walked away.
I was getting water because I'm just down in crackers and hummus. I need to wash it down with something. It's so good. I apologize.
Use your other beans and your lentils. Find interesting ways. If
Saved you a trip to the grocery store.
Yeah, exactly. Both of these recipes are linked below for you, as are our seed crackers, if you've been loving the look of those, and the cost. Do you want to take a gander? We did this in the last one, but how much do you think these hummuses cost? Is hummus plural?
Like $1.50.
Yeah, right on.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa! What do I win?
More hummus. So this green lentil green olive hummus makes 450 grams and cost me just over $1.50. I think it's technically $1.56. The lentils, if I cook them from dry, which I always do, they only cost 32 cents. Whereas if I were to buy a can of cooked green lentils or brown lentils, it'd be about $2 for that can. If you've been watching for a while, then you know that I always talk about cooking chickpeas from scratch, cook your beans from scratch, and the same goes for lentils. Because they swell in volume, you end up saving, it's not a huge amount of money you save, but $1.50 on this meal, $1.50 on that meal, it can add up. This red lentil sun-dried tomato hummus makes, ooh, okay.
Sorry, you talk. I'll patiently wait for my hummus.
I'll do it quickly. This red lentil sun-dried tomato hummus makes 600 grams and costs me about $2.15. And the dry lentils for this one are about 40 cents. I quickly punched these into a nutrition app. I was surprised that even with the added olive oil, they were lower in fat than the hummus that we used to buy from Costco, and higher in protein. And this one was a touch higher in carbs, but that one was lower in carbs, the olive hummus. So I was just kind of curious. We don't worry about that stuff too much. If you haven't watched our What I Eat in a Day cottage trip, where these two were teased, then check out that video next. In that video, I also make a pesto pasta, and
Amazing.
That just happens to be our next video.
I'll be there.
I'll be there too, so hopefully you will be too.